Thank you for stopping by. This is Peak Mastery. This is the Fight Game Epicenter. I am your host, Elvis. I appreciate you stopping by. This is UFC Fight Night, Aldo versus Font. The king is coming back for that throne, baby, and he's fired up. Jose Aldo and Rob Font. This is going to be a fun card. We're going to have some vets. We're going to have some new blood. It's going to be, Aldo coming back for that throne. He's at the bantamweight stop now. And there's going to just be so many incredible fights coming up. We have TJ Dillashaw coming back. We have Sean O'Malley. I'd love to see some rematches with Peter Yan and a couple other vets before. Dominic Cruz too. And, Rob Font being the top dog, earning his way to the top as well. Okay, for the first fight to start off the night, it's going to be Alex Moreno and Mickey Gall. Alex, these are two welterweights, big boys. They're like in that 6 foot mark and heavy hitters too. So Moreno, seasoned vet, impressive resume. He's been in the UFC for a while now. Still has great potential, and I'm rooting for him. Mickey Gall, he's a CM Punk destroyer. He's a solid guy, and great reach, great jiu-jitsu. The fight ended up going 3 rounds. In the first round, Moreno coming out just a little bit more opposing, more intense than Mickey Gall. And Mickey Gall, just kind of felt like the entire fight was actually a little trigger shy. And it kind of went to that second round, picked up his intensity. Moreno, great counter striker. He was definitely picking his shots. And, again, Mickey Gall getting a couple of shots in himself. It looked good. I went to that third round, and that sense of urgency was kind of lacking a little bit on Mickey Gall's part. But Moreno still kept it up, still a strong pace, still looked really good, impressive. Unanimous decision. Ended up going to Alex Moreno for the win. On to our next bout. It's going to be for the middleweights. We're going to stay with the big boys, heavy hitters, and it's going to be Chris Curtis and Brendan Allen. Both impressive, big boys, again, strong guys. They came in there, a lot of chattering, a lot of talking. Brandon trying to be a stronger presence. He's a taller guy, so he's trying to, put Curtis down. But the truth is, Curtis has been on a 4-fight win streak this year, so he was trying to go for that big 5-0. So he wasn't going nowhere. He was standing his ground and bringing in the pain as well. The boys, it was a great fight. It was back and forth. Curtis kind of getting a little bit more in that first round. It ended with him on top and off to the second. Right back to a stand-up game. Curtis comes in, catches him. All of a sudden you see Brandon just stumbling all over the place, and he's bouncing on him. Chris is just getting on him. And there you go, by knockout. And Curtis wins. On to the next fight. It's going to be for the lightweights. It's Clay Guida and Leonardo Santos, two seasoned vets. These guys are in their 40s now, but they still have been consistent, great wins. And Clay Guida has been around forever, and he's never skipped a beat. He's never lost a pep in his step. He's still the same grinder that he is. He still keeps that heavy pace. And this was such a fun fight. In fact, what an opener. Leonardo Santos catches Clay. He's all over him. He beats on him so hard. I don't know how the ref didn't step in, kept giving him opportunity. I think there was a talking back and forth, some verbal action going on between the two. Nobody would say anything if he would have stopped it. And at one point, you see Leonardo just with his arms down, and Clay Guida coming right back to him with that same pace and intensity that he always does. That man was spent for the second round. They came back right back at it. You see Leonardo have a little bit of pep to the step, a nice little break, right? And Clay is still on him like a mad dog, not letting go of him as if he's a mailman or something. And he brings him down. Would you believe it? Clay Guida, the brawler, submits the Abu Dhabi and Brazilian champion jiu-jitsu. It was so much fun. Rear naked choke, Clay Guida. Good on you, brother. So the light heavyweights, it's for the next bout. It's Jimmy Crute from Australia and Jamal Hill. And big boys, 6'2", 6'3", and above, heavy hitters. They're coming in. Again, Jamal Hill having win over St. Preux, young talent at what is he now at 8-1, and Jim Crute 12-2. Young guys, right in those best years, exciting years. Unfortunately, I'm talking so much just because the fight ended so fast. Jamal Hill caught the crew, gave an opportunity to come back, just pounce on him and hit him again, put him down again. What a fight, what a knockout, incredible. We're gonna go on to the next bout, and we're gonna come back to the top 15 again, so you know these guys are legit and impressive. It's gonna be Rafael Fiziev and Brad Riddell. These guys are actually very similar in build, stature, their records. Both really strong, heavy hitters. So it really was like you were walking on, you were on pins and needles. These guys just, you had Riddell the entire fight, Fiziev in a similar situation from the first to the last. Riddell just trying to pick his shots coming in there. Fiziev trying to make him pay for it every time he could. Both of them found success at certain points in the fight, from the first to the second to the third. But it ended with Rafael finally catching Brad with a back spinning kick. Oh, that was so impressive. And then the ref came in, he knew it. That guy was seeing stars. And Fiziev for the win. For the main event, we have, again, top dog, Jose Aldo, coming back for that throne of his, that crown. And Rob Font is in his way. This guy's coming off of a win when it still mattered against Colby Covington, and in such an impressive fashion. Cody's speed to shame. Jose Aldo coming off of a win from Pedro Munoz and Brandon Vera. Really impressive that this guy at this stage of his career still looking just incredible. So let's just do it. It was a 5-round war. You know, we went for quality over quantity in this case. Aldo kept that steady pace the entire round, and you already know this man is so explosive that gas tank does, you know, go on empty relatively faster than you know, some other fighters. And Rob Font, he could keep that pace all night. It's incredible what he can do. But you saw Aldo was bigger, stronger. Rob seemed absolutely faster, but the thing is, Aldo the vet was staying in there, staying in the pocket. Every time he clipped him, it did damage. And it really stood out in the opener in that first round, right at the end, when it seemed like Aldo had no idea what to do, because Rob was in that pace. It was just intense. He didn't give him an opportunity or a chance to do anything. Aldo finishes with a knockdown. And it kind of set the tone for the rest of the 5 rounds. Aldo being methodical and staying, waiting for that chance, for that opportunity to strike. He was just, I wouldn't want to say he's a bully, but he wasn't budging, and Rob was doing anything and everything and throwing in the kitchen sink. This guy is just truly something else. And it went to the 5th round. You know, unanimous decision. They give it to Aldo. Impressive win. It's so nice to see this man. It feels so good to see him, because I hadn't seen him from his time back in WEC. So it's incredible to see him climbing to the top now. Hell yeah. For the afterthoughts, it's going to be, for a fight of the night, we're going to go for a performance of the night. It's going to be Vizmaz versus Martin. For the performances of the night, it's going to go to Fiziev, Jamal Hill, Clay Guida, and Chris Curtis. All of them had incredible performances for the night. But some things that I do want to mention, some things to be aware of for the upcoming fight is, let's just start from the top, just because I can't help it. We have Aldo back, 3-fight win streak with top dogs. So I don't know if he'll get the immediate title rematch, because we have Peter Yan and Sterling happening. So I wouldn't mind seeing him one more fight, because this was also a fight night, and it's not doesn't mean as much as if it was a pay-per-view. Also, somebody to look out for is very durable, very strong, Chris Curtis. That was an awesome knockout earlier. He seemed very comfortable in there with a bigger guy, stronger guy. He had no problem with it. That didn't faze him. And also with Jamal Hill, that guy, and power in those hands. He literally didn't even crack a sweat. He didn't break a sweat before he had left the arena. That dude, I will be watching him. I will be gunning to see how he's doing. And that really sums up the rest of the fights. And, you know, off to now to the next events. And I need you guys to let me know, what are we doing here? I want to know because I'll be coming up with Rizin. I'll be coming up more with more one championships. Also, I will be touching up on a lot of boxing, It's a big month for it. So stay tuned. Please like, please share, please subscribe, comment. Let me know. Were you shocked that Aldo came out above? I certainly was. I thought he was actually, I wouldn't say over the hill, but I thought he was just going to be a credible guy, just like Anderson Silva was, where he was building up the future. But wow, what a performance. He's a stud. Thank you once again. This is Peak Mastery. This is the Fight Game Epicenter. My name is Elvis. I am your host. See ya.